NBA 2K23 is set to release on September 9th, 2022. It's the 24th installment of the NBA 2K franchise. After playing so many games, some bad, some good, I feel it is now time to rank these 2Ks and see the top 5 best 2Ks of all time. During my evaluation of these 2Ks, I will be talking about the My Career mode of that year, soundtracks, any new innovations that were implemented into the game, and how that particular 2K impacts those who play the game today. It's your boy Josh, and let's get started with this banger. Before we get into our top 5 list, I have an honorable mention that is very important to discuss. NBA 2K13, the most underrated 2K there is. Gracing the cover of the 14th installation of NBA 2K was Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin, and Kevin Durant. I consider this NBA 2K to be the godfather, or in other words, the genesis of several features that are currently in 2K today. Those 3 features being the Pro Stick, adding my team into the game, and also the first 2K with VC, or virtual currency, instead of skill points. 2K allowing players to dribble with the right stick opened up several doors in the ISO dribble god community. I still don't understand how we played so many 2Ks up until that point, dribbling only with the left stick. Also adding my team was a fun, new experience that allowed players to craft teams that consisted of players from different eras onto one team. Honestly, letting a 12-year-old Josh play a game with LeBron James and David Robinson on the same team had me hyped. However, you had to buy these players from packs with virtual currency, or VC for short. VC replaced skill points due to VC not being just limited to purchase attributes for your My Player. It allowed you to purchase packs and other items to enhance the gaming experience. Also added to the game was the 1992 Dream Team, the 2012 Olympic Team, and several celebrities were placed on the All-Star team. For older 2K fans, this was the first and only 2K we have been blessed to have Charles Barkley in, due to him not allowing 2K to use his likeness for future games. The 2012 Olympic Team's edition was also a huge plus because it gave fans the opportunity to play against the 1992 Dream Team, and those two teams faced off against each other to see who would come out on top. Also featured in 2K13 was the last time we saw celebrities into the game. The Celebrity All-Star Team featuring Justin Bieber, Bow Wow, Mac Miller, and Sean Kingston. All of these new teams to play with gave 2K users a reason to hop on the game every day. For those of you who don't know, one of the greatest rappers of all time, Jay-Z, was given a large creative role in the production of NBA 2K13. Jay-Z helped produce one of the best soundtracks NBA 2K has ever heard. Loading to the game with public service announcement playing in the background is one of the best introductions 2K has ever had. There are several positives on this 2K, and I feel that this 2K is severely underrated. At number 5 on the list, we're going to start off with a more recent 2K in NBA 2K20. Featured on the Standard Edition was Anthony Davis, and the Legend Edition featured Dwayne Wade. 2K20 is very important to a lot of 2K players because of COVID-19 and the quarantine. With the outside world as we knew it being shut down, people all over the world were creating memories in the comfort of their own homes. I can't stress enough the countless memories I had from playing this 2K. This was also the year wagers became popular, and several famous YouTubers participated in these, including Tyceno and G-Man. The greatest 2K moment of all time was the 20-0 comeback that G-Man had against Tyceno that you're seeing on the screen right now. The soundtrack on this year's 2K game is a top 5 soundtrack of all time, featuring songs from Young Thug, Juice WRLD, rest in peace, Gunna, and several other popular artists. This was the first 2K that allowed you to pick where your badge points would go, unlike previous 2Ks where you earn bronze, silver, gold, and Hall of Fame badges based on the points based off the build you created. Also adding this 2K with the Curry Slide, one of the most relevant and toxic dribble moves used in today's current 2Ks. This is one of those 2Ks that was heavily criticized initially, but overall, 2K20 was a W2K, can't lie. At number 4 on our list, we're taking another step back with NBA 2K19. Gracing the Standard Edition cover was none other than the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and on the Legend Edition was the GOAT, LeBron James. Although 2K19 receives unnecessary hate, it was a great game and was very fun to play. A new implementation into this game was the cages, which still remains in the game today. Although it's a less popular mode, the cages are extremely fun when played with the right people. 2K19 has some of the best dribbling styles since the 2K16 days. The ISO community with the likes of Steezo, Hank the Tank, and Poor Boy Sin produced some of the best dribbling tutorials, highlights, and had some of the best content that year. Thanks to the great Duke Dennis, stretch bigs also became more popular this year and are still relevant this day. Stretch bigs were iconic during this 2K due to them being used a lot in stage and heavily in park. 2K19 was also the first 2K that saw takeovers entered for park games. And once you hit 94 overall, you got dual takeover for the archetype that you chose, and that is still relevant today as well. But you could pick your own takeovers. This 2K also had some of the best graphics we have seen since 2K14. Players look more realistic, and also the presentation of the main menu and other modes were exquisite. The soundtrack on this 2K was incredible, featuring Bruno Mars, G Herbo, Migos, and some of the most iconic 2K songs: Wanna Be a Baller, Ankle Bully, Mo Bamba, Anti. It was just an all-around great soundtrack. This 2K wasn't perfect at all, but it was all around a great game and should be recognized as one of the best. At number 3, I may ruffle a few feathers. NBA 2K11. A lot of you may disagree with me and think 11 is the best 2K of all time, but hear me out. For starters, the presentation on 2K11 was beautiful. Instead of just dropping you into a menu, your eyes were blessed with a Michael Jordan-based intro that got you hyped to play the game. This was the first 2K that Michael Jordan was in since retirement, and it was great to have him back. Implementing the Jordan Challenge on this 2K was one of the best modes 2K has ever added in their game, and I'm glad it's making a return this year. There was also a wall of Jordans that you could unlock after completing the Jordan challenges or any other required tasks. Do you remember Create a Legend? This was a feature heavily requested to make a return to the game, but however, it hasn't. For those of you who don't remember, Create a Legend basically allows you to play My Career with Michael Jordan as a rookie. And then the next 2K after this, 2K12, it allows you to use other players. They also added a mode that allows you to have a dunk contest with whatever players you pick to go against each other. NBA 2K11's soundtrack is also iconic, featuring the intro song by Snoop Dogg, Game Time by Cassidy, Over It by Drake, and the Champion song by Ron Artest. You may think it's nostalgia, but 2K11 will always be remembered as one of the greatest 2Ks of all time, and was by far the best 2K during this time. If not for the greatness we got in the future, 2K11 would be the best 2K of all time. But we're going to the future. At number 2, we have another controversial pick. Here we have 2K17, featuring Paul George on the Standard Edition and the late great Kobe Bryant on the Legend Edition. During the time when 2K17 was most relevant, it received a lot of unnecessary hate, I ain't gonna lie. However, 2K17 will go down as one of the last great 2Ks. For starters, this was the first 2K that archetypes were added into the game. And also, 2K17 was a great 2K for dribble guards such as Hank the Tank. That's what a lot of them became relevant in the dribble guard community. The playmaking grandbags was fun to get, and you would easily break ankles and hit shots, and it was extremely fun. 2K17 also gave you total control of your jump shot from choosing the base and both upper releases. The soundtrack of this 2K rivals any that you may think is better. Songs like I Want You, Let 'Em Say, Gold, and I Know There's Gonna Be Good Times remain relevant and iconic to this day. Adding Michael B. Jordan into the My Career story was a great feature for players this year. His player, along with yours, had a special power, Orange Juice, that could be activated when you made great plays with each other. Fun all the way around is the best way to describe 2K17. It gets a lot of hate. I can see why, because if you play the offline, like the AIs didn't really react how you wanted them to react. But for those of you who play a part, you understand and know why 2K17 hit different every time. Having great personalities on the game this year, such as Soul Illuminati and Nadex, also brought out great content. And the race for Legend that year on Xbox was crazy. All of this great content and all the memories that we had from 2K17 and all the fun we had, man, that's the reason why 2K17 is the second best 2K of all time. It would be top dog if it were not for this masterpiece I'm about to talk about right now. Last but not least, the GOAT of all 2Ks, NBA 2K16. I don't know where to begin, so I might be all over the place with this right here. For starters, the intro was incredible, with you starting off playing against NBA superstars and then being placed into an actual NBA game as your my player. Gameplay took a major step forward as well. This was the first 2K where dedicated buttons were made for posting up and throwing bounce passes. 2K introduced several new features such as My Court, which allows you to practice on your own, and live practice where you would do drills to increase your attributes. And you also had connections you could participate in with different personalities, including Rachel Demeter. 2K16 graphics and looks were incredible compared to 2K15. The courts weren't dull, and lighting reflected off your players nicely. Then the My Career mode was absolutely flawless. The storyline, created by the great Spike Lee, was well thought out and prepared tremendously. The story followed your my player free from high school to college to the NBA. Playing in high school was heavily requested at that time and was finally added to the game, which was a major W. And Freak's best friend Vic was also a fan favorite. Playing out online was added back into the game, and tiers were implemented so you wouldn't have to play against the same team over and over again, which was also another W. This was also the first year that 2K added Pro-Am, which is basically the old crew, but better. It still remains in the game today. And last but not least, the parks, man. The parks were going crazy, man. It didn't matter who you rep, man. Just get on the game, don't know going to park, man. That was fun. Like, I missed 2K16 days watching Fredo. Like watching Fredo take people to Fredo Island, man. Like, just the memories, man. The memories. And this was also the second year that affiliations were in the game, and boy, do I miss them. Affiliations made you feel like you were a part of something bigger than yourself and gave you a reason to play the game. The soundtrack, oh my God, another major W, featuring songs such as 365, Hold the City Down, Dynamic Duo, Rising Sun, and Lean On. 2K16 will always be remembered as the greatest 2K of all time. I don't think there's anyone that could rival it or come close. Like, all over the board, presentation, gameplay, graphics, all that. I give 2K16 a 10 in all those categories. And 2K16 will forever be remembered as the greatest 2K of all time. What's good? It's your boy Josh. I hope y'all liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I need y'all to do all that. Do everything you can to help me get in the algorithm. I got 2 new series coming out for 2K23. I need y'all to turn on post notifications, share this video to everybody you know, your friends, family, uncle, auntie, it don't matter. Share to everybody. I need y'all to get my name out there. I'm giving y'all boys bangers all 2K23 long. This might be the last video I drop till 2K23. So I need y'all to watch this video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all boys. Thank everybody that been subbing to me. It's your boy Josh. I'm signing out. Peace to 2K23.